This is the press release. You're here with Pro Bowl wide receiver Allen Robinson and Prince Amukamara.
Super Bowl champion. You can't just say Pro Bowl and give you some accomplishment. I gotta get Super Bowl champion. I gotta get something.
You got the mic, fam.
I bet. Appreciate
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion. Yeah.
We gonna get right into it.
Yeah. Where we going? Chicago?
No, we're gonna get to that. First, I wanna address the tweet because it kind of when I said the Chiefs need help still. It's Tuesday. Shit, Tuesday. I know it's receivers they're trying out right now as we speak. 142. That's how it be. Tuesdays in the league, receivers trying out. Chiefs. Hey, call my phone, man. I'm still in shape. You feel me? Best release package in the game, and y'all could use the help. You watched the game. What you think?
I did. I was expecting more from the Chiefs. I mean, Chargers. You know, with a coach like Harbaugh, he's gonna have them people. He's gonna have them guys ready to go. And Chargers look great, especially when you hear all the work him and Justin's been putting in. You heard Justin's goal. Justin said he wants to put on a jacket. He wants to wear a jacket at the end of this. So he's playing. He's playing like it.
On top of that, Xavier Worthy is going to be out. Shoulder injury. They said it was a shoulder dislocation. They're going to try to rehabilitate him a little bit, put him in a harness, trying to have him ready. But, I mean, you down another receiver. And I feel like that's kind of been the Chiefs' thing over the past couple of years. Last year, Hollywood Brown missed some time. Now Xavier Worthy's missing some time. Rasheed Rice is on the 6-game suspension for the first 6 games. So, I mean, their receiver room, I think they need a little bit of help. Yeah. It's a few receiver rooms out here who need some help.
100%. And in the past, you could kind of get away with that because you had Killer, Travis Kelce, as your number one. But so I don't know if they're going to draw more plays.
Is Killer still Killer? Is he going by Killer right now?
I think that was his IG name. But listen,
little, you know what I'm saying? Identity change a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's going by Killer.
We was talking about it before. Is if a guy is not having the production he's had in the past, is it him or the plays ain't being called for him? He's not getting, like in basketball. We said if you're not getting the touches, you can't score.
I think at his age right now, it's a little bit of both. I think that him and Patrick Mahomes have had the connection early on, just overall for a play call. Because again, I mean, they run a matchup-based system, right. And for people who don't know what that is you have some systems like the Ram that is more schematic. You know what I'm saying? We're working against the defense. Theirs is more so matchup-based system, meaning if I see the matchup off the get-go, I'm taking the matchup, one and done. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like day one install, all go special. If I see my X receiver is pressed and I liked him versus the DB, I'm throwing that, not thinking twice about it.
Right.
So for them, it's matchup-based, meaning that if Patrick Mahomes like the Travis Kelce matchup, they have all the toolbox in the world to be able to get to him conceptually, with what they're doing and kind of being able to play within the offense, but also still being able to cater to what Travis Kelce does best.
Right.
So, but again, I mean, I think it's a few receiver rooms in the league that need help. Carolina Panthers. Call my phone. Oh, yeah. And again, I wouldn't even say Carolina Panthers because that's not a situation that I would entertain. Right. But I mean, I think when you look at the Odell Beckham's, he's out there.
Let's hold on. Carolina, they have T-Mac for first round pick, and they have the Cowboy Oxtail.
Xavier
Leggett. I can't even sound like him. Xavier Leggett. I can't even sound like him. And then you have Hunter. But I'm saying you have
they need some help.
You have some solid help. X and Z's.
Should I say it the third time? They need some help.
What are you basing that off of? Is it? Do you look at production, or are you saying like, oh, these dudes can't get off press, these dudes can't get open?
I'm looking at all things included.
Okay.
I mean, whenever you have, and I'm pulling up the stats right now, man. I mean, but when you have a rookie as your number one guy, again, you have a quarterback who's trying to ascend. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's the thing, and then we'll kind of circle back to the receiver room. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do people expect from Bryce Young? I mean, he's been in a system where he and they have not improved at all. How does he take coaching at this point? How do you take coaching if my coaches have not improved anything across the board since the time I've stepped foot in this facility? How do I trust and believe that coaching?
Got you.
Without second guessing it.
Right.
Y'all told me this is going to work, it don't work. Y'all told me we're going to have help, we don't have help. Y'all say do this, I'll do this. And it hasn't improved by any means. They've continuously looked worse each and every year that he's been there. I mean, he's had some kind of – I guess he had a little run last year where he did look halfway decent. I think they made a coaching change and so on and so forth. But, as I'm looking at the box score right now, Bryce Young, 18 of 35, slightly over 50% passing, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. T-Mac, 5 catches, 9 targets. Second leading receiver is the running back. Third leading receiver, let me see what position he plays. Tight end. Cool. Fourth leading receiver, Hunter Renfrow, 2 catches, 11 yards. Xavier Legette, 3 catches, 10 yards. Xavier Legette, 3 catches, 7 targets. Hunter Renfrow, 2 catches, 6 targets.
Yeah.
Get the man some help.
Yeah.
And I say that because he's kind of been in that flow of, and again, I know that they drafted T-Mac, but he's a rookie.
Right.
So if you're asking him to come on and save the day, I do know that some guys come in a little bit better than others. You have your Jamar Chases of the world, your Malik Neighbors of the world, who can kind of come in and are instant offense, but that's not always the case.
Right.
So, I mean, again, and like I said before, it was a lot of Hunter Renfrow fans in my DMs this week. It was a lot, And
was that the second tweet?
Yeah, that was the second tweet. What did it say? I said that I told people to chill because when I said the Chiefs need some help, everybody calling me wash, whatever, cool. I know that's very easy to say.
Yeah, easy to say because you right here, you on the couch. You right
Hunter
here.
Renfrow was on the couch last year.
Yeah,
and again, that's no disrespect to Hunter Renfrow.
Right.
I'm saying that as veterans and people who are out there who somebody may claim or deem to be washed. Like we saw the tweets earlier this year that was saying that Odell was about to retire, so on and so forth.
Right.
And it's like when you have a player like that that's out on the street, obviously with a person like Hunter Renfrow who did not play last season, was not on the team, come in with given chance, opportunity, and situation, can win a starting job in the slot in the NFL.
Yeah.
As me, I was on the team last year, one of the best offenses in the league, and so on and so forth. So that was my point in saying that we can't just always say that everybody is washed based on different situations.
Because you could be waiting on the right situation.
You could be waiting on the right situation. You know what I'm saying? And again, you could be coming off the situation that wasn't the right situation statistically.
Right.
So you have all those things. So when people just sit here and say, guys who are washed and who aren't, that was my point in saying that tweet. But me and Hunter Renfrow is 2 different animals.
How do I speak on it? What do you mean?
Let's get that straight
what
right
you
there.
mean?
You know what I'm saying?
You guys are both saucy.
And again, he's had a great career. I think like 2,800 yards, 17 touchdowns.
He's saucy in the sloppers. He has some crazy routes.
2 different animals.
I agree with you. I feel like you're one.
2 different animals, man. And I just want to make that clear. I wasn't coming disrespectful, but to his fans and to people who are in my DMs, 2 different animals. You was at the Chicago Bears-Vikings game yesterday. And I received a text from you.
Come on, man.
Pre-game. You on the field.
I hope you don't put the text up.
We can do that in the post-edit. Andy, post-edit. I'll screenshot you the text so we can give it up to get a people reference. But
man,
you said the energy here is different.
Man, you know how it was.
Chicago Bears bet the house. That's what I was told
before
yesterday.
the game. Was it not looking? What are you gonna? I know
it's
you're gonna
Chicago,
say.
man. The energy around Chicago football when you have the hype that they have. I even look back to the 100-year anniversary. You was there that year, right?
Yeah.
We played Green Bay.
Yes.
I think we lost week 1.
Yes,
but the energy around that, we was the first game of the season, Thursday night.
Gosh.
It was different. So how do you still feel the same, or how do you feel about that game yesterday? As far as just kind of what happened, what transpired. They had to lead early. They came back. Do you feel that they're poised for a good year, and that was just kind of
100%?
Okay.
Because when you lose like that, you don't want to lose like that again. You don't want, and especially seeing how Minnesota was. I don't want to say acting, but how they were celebrating the win. Like I don't feel like when Minnesota won that, I felt like Chicago lost that.
And me personally, I think that's always the toughest way to lose in the league.
100%.
And I say that because you're giving away games
Yes.
that you could have won. And I say that because it's going to be something that you're going to win on the other side of that.
Yes,
that you're not
100%.
supposed to win, that you do end up winning. So the ones that you have, you got to take.
Yeah.
I also believe Chicago has the third toughest schedule or something like that moving forward. So, games that you can put in the bank, you got to put in the bank. Like they're going to face a hungry Detroit Lions team next week. So coming off of the week 1 game, that's a game that you kind of got to put in your back pocket and kind of got to have.
Especially division wins. We know that those count for 2. And so to start the season with I don't think I've ever did that before. I mean,
back-to-back division games?
Yeah, I think when I was with the Giants, I mean, it seemed like we always played the Cowboys week 1, but back-to-back division games where the division is tough. I mean, and now you got Coach Johnson going to his former team, and they know him over there. I know Amon, even Dan knows his favorite plays and stuff like that.
But I will say this though, what I did like is, even though the game offensively for Chicago wasn't perfect or may not even have been ideal to some,
right?
I do feel like, I don't know, I thought that, Caleb used his athleticism when he needed. He looked extremely athletic.
He looked so fast.
I'm not going to lie. That's the most explosive and athletic that I can remember seeing Caleb look, So I think that everybody has to also pump their brakes a little bit. I think it's going to be something very similar to Detroit. I say the same thing about Detroit, and, not to kind of go away from Chicago, but I think that when you have certain teams that it's not going to be perfect. Like, I don't think Chicago, even going into this season, my mind and ideal for them is it wasn't going to be a 14-3 kind of season.
Right.
It was going to be a 10-7 kind of season. You're going to be contending and hoping to be in position to play meaningful games down the stretch to give yourself a shot to be able to get into the tournament, which is the playoffs, So, and I say that because I think some teams, when you look at it and you lose week 1, it's like you have all the hype going into week 1, and then you have the lull of losing a week 1 matchup. And I think for a lot of teams, it's just week 1.
Right.
I think a lot of teams are going to be better as we look at October, November than they look right now currently. So I think it's still high hopes for Chicago. I think the defense looked really good.
Yeah.
And they were missing some of their key pieces on defense. So,
yes.
I think Chicago I think they're still going to have a good year. And at the end of the day, man, this is year 1 for Ben Johnson. I truly believe that they're going to consistently get better. And that's kind of what Ben Johnson, that's what he preaches. Each and every week they're going to try to fine-tune the details. We saw in the offseason he wanted Caleb Williams at about 70% passing. I think he was at 60% yesterday. He completes about 10% more, 10 to, a few more passes in that game. Situationally, you may have a different outcome.
No, I agree. And yes, and I want to echo what you said. You're definitely not panicking right now in Chicago. And I want to give big ups to the DC, the Dennis Allen. I mean, being out two of your starting corners, and for them corners to be ready and play the way they did with a pick 6 by number 26, and the other corner they tackled well. It was a great game.
How much credit do you give to JJ McCarthy?
For JJ, I would say that he was super poised and he just had big cojones, just big like.
Hey, pause.
I'm just saying he just to throw a pick 6 your first game in that hostile environment in Chicago, and to still show the moxie, the like I said, the poise, and to still stay in there. I mean, and you got dudes like Jetta's looking at you. You got dudes on your team who everyone's looking at you. You're the captain. You're the quarterback.
And we know that for quarterbacks, situational football is so important.
Yeah.
And I say that to say because for him, when they needed a touchdown, they got it done.
They did.
In a situation where getting points wasn't just going to be enough. Also having that under his resume. First game of the season, first start, first career start. To have a comeback victory on the road in Chicago.
Division. Yes.
Hostile environment.
Monday night.
And I say that because I think that I always look at teaching moments.
Yeah.
No matter, like, it's always going to be teaching moments in professional sports, especially professional football. But when you look at the teaching moment for the Vikings and their quarterback coming off a road win against a divisional opponent, and our quarterback leading a last drive where we score a touchdown, those are the kind of things that you want to teach on.
Yeah.
You know, it's very tough teaching off of bad losses. But when you have good wins like that and your quarterback plays very well in clutch moments, that's easy to teach on across the board, because now you're being able to understand and have guys look at guys, if we can eliminate some of the things, continue to play well in these situations, in these moments, then we're going to have a pretty good year if we continue to do those things. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the
who do they play this coming week?
Vikings. I'm not sure. You can look that up, Nitty. And while he's looking that up, I'm gonna go to the first matchup of the season, Cowboys-Eagles.
Falcons. Vikings at home.
You know, now you go home
Right.
again, which will kind of take a little bit of the ease off. You had the fans behind you. Everybody knows it's not easy to play in Minnesota. No. You know, so again, I mean, whenever you can have a win like that and win a game that you may not necessarily have been supposed to win, you make it a little bit easier.
100%.
You know, so and you know, going back to the first matchup of the season, Cowboys-Eagles. The biggest thing, obviously, in that game was the Jalen Carter.
Golly.
What'd you take from that situation? Like, and I say that because how do you perceive that? Did you perceive that was Dak capping, and is Dak totally, like, you know, not accountable for anything like that? Because I said when you start to kind of get into people's spitting at people and how far they were away, and so many people spit. It's so much shit being talked in huddles and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? To whereas, how did you see that? How did you see that? Did you see Dak being in the wrong at all?
Well, it's funny because I learned this fast in the locker room. Like, I remember I'll try to, like, a dude was like, man, Prince, like if a dude try to fight me or something, I said, man, I always say this, the first time, I said, if we fight, I'm not even gonna punch you first. I'm gonna spit at you first. Listen, let me cook.
Go ahead.
See where I'm going. with this. And I always say, I'm gonna spit at you first. And they'll say, that's the worst thing you could do. I said, no, because I want you at your maddest when you get this whooping or whatever. But that taught me, that taught me that a spit to some people is like worse than the N-word. Like, spit is like the ultimate disrespect. And so we see after Dak had spit towards Jalen's space, whether on the ground, I don't think it landed on him, and then Jalen spits right underneath his helmet, landed on his chest. And we all know the second man always gets caught, man.
Well, I don't think it was the second. I don't think it was just the second man getting caught. I mean, at the end of the day, whether if it's a TV timeout in between plays or whatever the case may be, when you have somebody walk up to another person and spit on them, I mean, obviously it's going to be a thing.
Right.
But I will say this, you know, I did see the post game presser from Jalen Carter, and he did take accountability.
100%, you love that.
You know, and I say that because you can kind of see immediately after the play, and as he's being walked off by Big Dom from the Eagles, you see him taking accountability. And again, which is what you want, especially from a young player. I know everybody was saying after the game, see, that's why he wasn't drafted or whatever the case may be. But it's like, man, in Mike Tomlin words, maybe not to that degree, because he took himself out of the game, which ultimately hurt the team, even though they won. And if he has a suspension, that's going to hurt the team as well, and not just him. But at the end of the day, you know, for who all he is and so on and so forth, there's going to be growing pains and moments, you know, for guys like that, you know. But at the end of the day, he's one of those guys who he don't just dip his toe in the water, which I think you can appreciate. Now you just got to fine tune some things and make sure that he's dialing that back. But he seemed really, when I say apologetic and understanding, meaning that there's two different things, because it's one thing to just be apologetic, but it's a whole other thing when you actually understand how much you hurt your team, which I think he saw that after the game. And it's remorse. At the end of the day, nobody wants to let down the other 52 guys in the locker room that you playing with on game day. You know, like that's what you don't want to do. So, and I think we saw that from him. And just some of the game recap. Was there anything in particular you took away from the game, or anything?
I mean, I was like the rest of the world. I'm on the edge of my seat, seeing how does this team respond without no Michael Parsons. Not just their line, but their energy, their whole approach to the game. And usually, and I thought I had the Cowboys winning that game, only because I know how it's been when everyone's against you. Everyone thinks you're going to lose just because. You're out a player, and so I'm thinking that they're going to come out like with their backs against the walls. They're going to come out firing out, and they did that again. And you guys are going to hear this. This is in the NFL. More games are lost than they're won, and that goes along with the Patriots. When the Patriots say, "Hey, do your job, DYJ," or just basically like they know that the games, like someone's gonna make a mistake. Hey, all we have to do is do our job. Don't make penalties. Stay on side. Catch the ball when we're supposed to catch it. Make the play when you're supposed to make the play. Let the other team make the mistake.
I agree.
And so with Dallas, like they had the game won, but Jalen Hurts, I mean. Dude, if Jalen Hurts keeps playing like that, he's going to be regular season MVP. Just because of he doesn't play how the quote unquote like the standard quarterback is going to play.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. And then I'm gonna get back because I wanted to touch on the Cowboys, but I'm glad that you mentioned that. The day and age of the standard quarterback does not exist anymore.
Give me standard quarterback stats. What does that look like?
I look at standard quarterbacks when I first came into NFL. You have your Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady. You know, those were the guys, Matthew Stafford.
28 for 35, 300 yards,
those are the guys. But now you have true dual threat quarterbacks. So you have to always factor in how are they impacting not only the passing game, but the run as well, because guys now are true dual threat quarterbacks. I was telling somebody else the other day, it's like, I would have loved to see Cam Newton play right now in 2025. And I say that because when you have players like him specifically, I think you have times where people always want to critique and talk about Cam Newton's passing. But I don't think everything was always catered around him and his ability to being a true dual threat quarterback. You know, I think it was at times people wanted to speak or make him too much into a passer or whatever the case may be. But now you have the time where you have true dual threat quarterbacks, and schematically everything is schemed around dual threat quarterbacks. And I say that because even then, Cam Newton passed the ball a lot better than people gave him credit for, but he was a tremendous runner and athlete, you know? So I say that because that was more so the standard quarterback times where they wanted everybody to be more of a passer than a runner. But now being in the times of true dual threat quarterbacks, you can't just always factor in the Philadelphia Eagles passing game. You also have to factor in how does Jalen Hurts change the game when it comes to the running game as well. And getting back to the Cowboys, me personally, I do think that they may have been missing a game wrecker. And when I say a game wrecker, I know everybody doesn't have them, and I know that that's kind of hard to come by, and I'm not just talking about the easiest topic when they don't have Micah Parsons, but being able to have a game changer to me in the front seven, whether that's somebody rushing the passer or a linebacker that's getting sideline to sideline and being able to drop in coverage and so on and so forth. I don't think that they had that. And I say that because whether that's somebody who's able to keep your eyes on Jalen Hurts in zone coverage, being able to make plays quickly as the play starts to break down and he escapes the pocket, whether that's making a tackle for loss in the backfield, whether that's blitzing off the edge, whatever that may be, it seemed that they missed that a little bit, to me, in my opinion. How'd you see the same thing?
Yeah. No, I saw the exact same thing. And not only a game record on the sideline, but just not. I mean, on the field, just someone also on the sideline. Like I know Michael Parsons is very outspoken, and he's getting his guys on the sideline like ready, locked in. I mean, we saw it in the Green Bay game. You were telling me them guys look like track stars, like they were just running all 11 to the ball, and that's what I was saying. Like when watching the Cowboys, I was waiting to see if that was going to be there because I know Micah really brought that there. But back to the thing, like, that's one thing that was getting me mad is like, if you know Jalen is he possesses the ability to run, and that's the thing, like the Cowboys had good coverage. Anytime a quarterback's sneaking, I'm pissed as a DB. If I'm doing my job and we have the guys covered, and you're telling me the quarterback runs for the first down, I'm pissed because now I got to exactly. And someone else ain't doing a job, and now I got to line up and do it. I got to line up and do it all over again. I got to guard A.J. Brown again. I got to guard
Smitty.
Yeah, Devontae Smith again. And so it's like just put a spy, or like I remember you were saying earlier about the dual threat quarterbacks. It's probably hard to even run two-man anymore.
It's very tough. Based on who you're playing against, guys are too athletic. I mean, even to kind of go back to the Chicago Vikings game, obviously we saw the big touchdown of the game was J.J. McCarthy pulling it.
Yes.
So when you talk about quarterback mobility now in the NFL, just being able, the day and age of being able just to run two-man, that's definitely, it's currently fading away. It's a select few quarterback. I probably would say, half a dozen, and then I say half a dozen, but really I would say about 6 that you can truly do that to, where you're trying to specifically make him be a runner.
Yes.
But other than that, it's not that many that exist.
And when I was playing, it was like we could run that almost every single
Y'all
week.
love two-man.
Yeah.
Y'all love two-man. Yeah. I remember that in Jacksonville. Dude always talking about, can we just run some two-man? I remember, who was that? House stood up in the meeting. We had a come to Jesus meeting in Jacksonville. House stands up and says, we not run more two-man. We in there with Shad Khan, the ownership, management, everybody discussing their issues and whatnot. Man, he stood up and said, we got to run more two-man.
Listen, for y'all don't know what two-man basically is, we got 2 safeties over the top. That means they're playing for the deep ball, and corners, linebackers are playing underneath their receiver, and we got anything short. So basically, it's very impossible to complete a pass. But
it's hard. It's harder.
It's hard to complete a pass.
It ain't impossible. But it's harder.
But there's seven players in coverage, and there's 4 people rushing, and our backs are to the ball. So the quarterback
no eyes on the quarterback.
No eyes on the quarterback. So that's why the quarterback can just send everyone deep and then just run. But when I was playing, like, I mean, the only people we couldn't do it against was like RG3, Cam Newton, and I can't even think of it.
Blake Bortles.
Come on now. I can't even think about it now. But now I'm thinking about it now. Like even Joe Burrow will pull it in. We'll pull it in, go, and he likes to stay in the pocket and throw. So you're right. Like, hey, that's tough for a corner these days. Like you can't run two-man.
Yeah, that's it.
You got to be able to cover.
This was and I want to hit this quickly. Taunting penalties. Did you feel like it was a little bit?
What games were those?
Like just the taunting penalty in general. Obviously, that was a focal point going into the season.
Yeah,
but I believe it was a. I would say more than I had seen. Probably a dozen or so across the league.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw some of the games, but do you feel like they were kind of, that they're ODing with that a little bit as far as calling? And I say that because, and I saw Richard Sherman tweet about it, but I say that because calls like that are so specific to interpretation. And I say that because now you start splitting hairs. Now you start nitpicking with when do you call that and when don't you call that. That's totally in the ref's hands as far as the game is going on. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might do a celebration or something, whatever the case may be. Somebody's in their vicinity.
Yeah.
And now you know what I'm saying? You're really starting to kind of nitpick with, the control of the game. So, I mean, do you feel like that's something that should kind of just be that they should continue to focus on, or you think they should let the players play?
They should let it play. I mean, and it's the same thing in the NBA. If a dude gets yammed on and he wants to flex or whatever, and the dude that he yammed on is just standing right there, that's not his fault. Have him move. But yeah, you receivers though, anytime you guys get a 1 yard catch, 2 yard catch, y'all doing slime or whatever. Yeah, y'all doing whatever, and yeah, all a DB has to do is just stand and look at you. And like you said,
come on, bro. Y'all be.
You're right. We never get that. Y'all be on the ground. You're right. You're right. We do stay strapped and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they need to let it go. I mean, it's part of the game, and it's all out of love. It's all fun. It's nothing personal. Now, if a receiver or dude goes up and like beelines and goes into the person's face, and yes, that's easy. But for him pointing and stuff
I
got
a few, maybe 2 or 3 unsportsmanlike penalties in my day. One, I was with the Rams, caught a first down.
Later in your career.
Hafunga, I think his name is. Tackled me. I got the first down.
From the Niners?
He's like standing over me.
Right.
In the same spot, I get up, do my first down signal, flag. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro?
That's crazy. And is that is that a fine?
Yeah, I think it's a slight fine.
What's slight?
Probably like 7 racks. Oh my God. And that's slight for fans out there. Slight. Gosh. I see dudes run down on kickoff, hit somebody, or a running back run somebody. When I was in Pittsburgh, Jalen Warren for running people over and trying to run people over, bro, like twice he got $49,000 helmet to helmet.
Opened his head down. Wow.
49 racks, like twice.
My worst fine was 2013.
Uniform violation?
No. I'm dressing like the mannequin. My worst is horse collar against the Saints, man. And I grabbed him right here.
How much is a fine like that?
I mean, they tried to they got me for like 22, and then I appealed it, and I think it went down to like 13. I was first time offender.
When I was on the Rams, though, and I'm gonna go to the next topic, but when I was on the Rams, when I was appealing actually that fine, the dude from the NFL office told me that somebody on our squad took a $40,000 fine from week 9 to the rest of the season for wearing.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Secondary team color tights.
Yeah. I got a story on that.
8 to 10 weeks max fine. 45 racks for tights.
But you gotta understand,
man. Ain't no, bro.
You gotta understand.
Nike tights in the world worth 49 racks.
I'm gonna tell you how the math though. If those Nike tights if you believe those Nike tights are the reason why you're getting 150 yards and 2 touchdowns every game, you're gonna wear them because
you're on defense.
If you believe those tights is getting you those lucky tights are getting you a sack or a pick, but then I think it's worth it. But listen to this: we were playing my boy DRC. We were playing in Minnesota when they were outside.
DRC was a baller.
Yes, when they were outside. Giants, we have white jerseys. So before you have to wear a white undersleeve. It was in like December, cold. My boy had a thick, them Walmart thick jersey. It's called Jersey's the brand. Thick jersey sweaters, red, Kool-Aid red from Walmart. The ref was like, "Hey man, that's an expensive sweater." Meaning that's $5K. That's $5K. He said, "I don't care. I need it," because he was not about to.
And the uniform policy dudes come around before the game and pregame. They're gonna tell you, you got skin showing on your legs.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you may have, jersey too long. Stuff like that.
Shirt not tucked and stuff like that.
So you get the warnings, and then hopefully you don't get that white FedEx envelope in your locker.
Oh man.
Everybody know what that is. That's from the league office.
Yeah.
Game balls. I have a few of them. First, I have Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Bills over the Ravens.
I'm surprised you haven't when you said that game wasn't that game wasn't that. Like
it
that,
wasn't. I mean, but the man still played well. Man. I mean, listen, do I think that game was important to the overall arc of what the Ravens seasons is going to look like? No. I mean, this is week 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's 16 more weeks left. If I'm doing the math correctly, that's about 4 months.
Yes.
So you got about 4 months. Do I think that the Ravens team or Buffalo team, as far as what they're going to look like in 16 weeks, do I think that game sets precedent for anything? No. One thing we do know is teams that are competitive down the stretch in the NFL, it's the more healthier teams are going to have the success. One. Right. Ravens has some young pieces on defense. Wiggins, Malachi Starks at safety. Do I think players like that can get better over the course of the season and what's being asked of them? Guys who have, I would say, pretty elite developmental traits, as far as where they were drafted respectfully. All those things, I think, take place for the Ravens. I think the Ravens are the better team. Did they win the game? No. But at the end of the day, every game in the league is not just won by the players.
Right.
I think the Ravens could have played much more aggressive down the stretch on defense. Well, what their offense was doing and stuff like that, I feel like they got too conservative down the stretch of the game, and I think that came back to bite them. And I said it as I was watching the game. The Buffalo Bills, when you have a player like Josh Allen, they stayed right in striking distance and was able to capitalize on the misfortunes and the opportunities that they were granted. Yeah. Derrick Henry fumble, having the ball last,
was that theme
all
again?
Those things they were able to. But again, I do not think that game sets any kind of precedence for the season as it goes. If you're talking about home field advantage and different things like that, maybe. Right. But at the end of the day, most times than not, if you're going to win a Super Bowl, you may have to win on the road. If you're a team that you want to beat, you're going to have to win in different environments and stuff like that. So, again, as a team who was on Detroit Lions last year and we were 15-2, and we were super focused on home field advantage, all these different things. And at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, in January, you have to win the game. So I don't think that was that big of a deal.
I got you.
And again, Josh Allen played phenomenal.
Yeah, he did.
But at the same time, I thought the Ravens offensively, they looked like a high-powered operation. Yeah. I mean, is there any takeaways that I didn't mention that you had from the game?
No. I mean,
other than the Buffalo Bills safeties getting ran by Derrick Henry and the receivers.
Dude, D-Hop had a catch.
D-Hop did have a catch. My point is that people was, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I'm saying. How old is D-Hop?
D-Hop's over 30.
Come on, man. He still got some juice left in the tank.
Man, I don't know what coverage they were in, but you had two DBs all over him. For him to, if he was getting doubled, for him to be doubled, I mean, D-Hop, man. And then, I mean, do you want to address that fan, what that fan did?
I saw a little bit of it.
So, you don't know what happened?
I'm saying I saw the fan smack D-Hop helmet.
Smack D-Hop, and it was coming. I think was coming for seconds to get Lamar. And Lamar had caught him.
I saw the fan was banned from the game.
No, not the game.
Excuse me, he was banned from.
What's it?
All around the league.
All around the league stadiums.
I'm kind of slightly with Gilbert Arenas on this.
What did he say?
I don't know how long he's banned for, but he was like that's a part of the game.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Well, hold on. When I say a part of the game,
you can talk and point and but to touch me banging on my helmet,
Lambeau leaps and stuff like that from
the
opposing players. My thing is again,
D-Hop was an innocent bystander that took an L and was walking to his locker room, and rather than let him sulk, you added literally insult to end. It was insult, and the dude, no, not even insult, assault. The dude beat his head like a drum.
Listen, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Lamar pushed him. It's just,
Lamar put him in the booster seat. Hey, buddy, sit down.
At the end of the day, man, listen, it's the NFL.
Right.
Very heightened environments when it comes to a lot of different things.
Yeah, but come on, there's no way you're justifying that stuff.
No, I'm not justifying it. But I don't know, man. It's a gladiator sport. It's a gladiator sport.
Listen, did you see?
And I say that as a person because early in my career, I always appreciated and loved road games.
Oh, me too.
Even in
Yes.
college, for
Yes.
that reason, I want to come in here. I love hearing the boos.
Yeah. You
I
love seeing the
love
middle
silencing the
fingers.
crowd
Yeah,
on third
100%.
down. I love driving to the stadium on the bus, seeing signs. People
Yeah.
put up their middle finger.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's a part of the gig. You know what I'm
know,
saying? And if you're not in the sport for that, then what you in it for?
You look and speak, but don't touch. But did you see Lamar? What he said at the press conference?
What he say? He said that
He said, I think he said like he
kind of forgot where he was at.
Hey, I tell everyone, he basically said, you could take me out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of me. That's how because if someone's doing that to your boy, like you gotta react.
You gonna put on for your teammates.
And Lamar is I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's a lot of people's role models. And to be honest, as clean cut or whatever as people see me or how I see myself, I might have done the same thing. Like, bro, like sit down.
You would have, or you might, and have you ever? Those is the questions we need to ask.
I have never.
Okay,
but I'm saying
that's one.
But I'm saying
that's one.
I might have, like you said, I don't know, like the emotions and stuff like that. And I just see this dude. When I first saw it, I'm like, dang, that was a little. I thought the kid was like 10-9.
Have you ever had like an interaction like that
with a fan?
Yeah.
No, man, no. And I mean, I'll just laugh at them. But look, I gotta tell you this. I gotta tell you the story. When we were with Jacksonville, we was with. I'm not gonna say the name. I'll tell you off. But we was with. When we were in Jacksonville, we played against Detroit, and this fan was talking so much stuff to one of our players, and the player said, he looked at the fan and said,
"Oh, I know who it was."
I don't even want to say it, gang.
No, go ahead and say it. I think I know who it was.
He said,
I heard this same person say some pretty.
He said, "I'll do an activity to your wife better than you."
Yeah, I know who that
and
is.
And the wife was right next to the dude, right next to her husband that he said it to, and they just looked at each other. He said, "Yeah."
I'll say this as a person who talks shit to fans as well.
That was top tier for me.
Whoever you with, you, family, whoever involved, as soon as you start engaging in shit talking, everything
100%
is open.
Yeah.
So I don't, and I say this because again, man, we talking about, like I said before, a very heightened environment.
Yeah.
So whoever said that, which I think I know who it was. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's when it comes to shit talking on Sundays, man, I don't think anything is excluded, especially when you're talking about fans and the lines that they crossing and stuff like that. Like it is what it is.
Did you see what that?
And I say that because I've seen people, wives, egg them on to talk shit. And I've also seen dudes go at both of them as a couple or whatever the case may be. But it's like, again, man, that's NFL Sunday.
It's heckling. But did you see that dude in baseball said it to the Diamondback player? Mom just died, I think, last year, and said something about the player's mom, the pitcher's mom. I think the dude was crying.
That's OD.
But you just said everything is.
Yeah, I mean, it is. But my thing is, at the end of the day, I mean, you got to respond.
100%.
You
No,
got to respond.
100%. Like you said, I agree with that. I think just because it's allowed in a sense, I think as players, we still need to control our tempers. And I think we're professionals. Like, that's why our mindset, that's why we're at this level. It shouldn't bother us, but we
controlling your temper for me don't involve talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I've had those instances where I'm in the huddle,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to the play, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on the other side, right. You know what I'm saying? Talking it in, and my coach on the sideline saying he gonna take me out because but it's like when I'm in that mode, I'm in that mode. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's gonna take you out because what?
Because I'm talking. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how some players be. You know what I'm saying? That was in Chicago. You know, I mean, the instance was. Actually, C.J. Gardner-Johnson had snatched my mouthpiece off my helmet.
I'm watching.
You know what I'm saying? So right when he snatched my shit off, I snatched his off. You know what I'm saying? So then we you know what I'm saying? We going at it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, this, you know what I'm saying? This the league. You know what I'm saying? Like these, that's a dub for me. I'm gonna talk as much as, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what that's when wins?
No, that was actually the game the following year. That was a whole another different situation. Totally different situation. And I'm gonna have my dog Wims on because I wanna you know, talk about that, and you know what I'm saying?
And you got to talk about mine in his fight, too.
You and Javon's? I don't remember. How it go?
You lying.
Who won the fight? I'm dead serious, bro.
In training camp, you don't remember?
Nah.
Yeah, bring him on. I got make sure I'm here because he got to see me.
Hey, so another game ball that I had. I got a few more. Packers defense.
Oh yeah.
Against Detroit.
Yeah.
For Detroit fans, pump your brakes. I know how the game looked and stuff like that, but again, man, you have three different kind of interior combination of offensive linemen. You have a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. It's going to be some growing pains, but also for Detroit, and I think everybody kind of spoke to it going into the season, this is not one of those years where you aren't just looking to win the division. You know what I'm saying? You aren't just looking for all these different things. You want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So as long as you're getting into the playoffs, whether if that's number 1 seed, wild card, wherever it may be, that's your ultimate goal. And I say that because you want to be playing your best ball in November, December, January. So it's going to be some growing pains, but sit tight. At the end of the day, I think they have a great coach leading the ship, and things like that happen. But at the end of the day, we gotta call it what it is. The Packers defense, I think, played phenomenal. Yeah. They all look like they was on the same accord. They played fast. They make plays, a lot of catch and tackles. And I wasn't surprised by that. I think over the last 3 appearances, if I recall correctly, Lions at Lambeau, I think they were 3-0 in the last games at Lambeau. So going to Lambeau, they was kind of overdue for that a little bit. When I say overdue for that a little bit, it's like, man, come on. At the end of the day, you weren't going, you weren't going to beat Green Bay at Lambeau to the end of time. You know what I'm saying? That because it's like I don't think should be an overreaction, by players, fans, and everybody involved. And the Packers played well.
Yeah, and to be a Detroit fan now and over the last couple of years, it's like your expectations have changed. Like you said, it's not. But before, I don't think this game would have. I mean, it probably would have bothered them just because it's a rivalry. But they probably weren't expecting. As a fan, you probably weren't expecting to win 5-6 years ago. Now you've seen where Dan Campbell has taken you guys. It's like you said, it's Super Bowl. Like, hey, you keep teasing us. We're getting so close. We're getting so close. So it's for sure Super Bowl. And
I agree.
And I think the fans, like I said, the fans, their expectations.
But again,
have changed.
in those kind of situations, like you have a Green Bay team that's specifically built and orchestrated their roster to beat the Detroit Lions.
100%.
And I'm saying that because in a home game in Lambeau, it's week 1.
Right.
It's week 1. They're gonna get to work. They do have a tough schedule ahead. Big game this week against Chicago at home at Ford Field. I know Ford Field is going to be rocking, but I expect the Detroit Lions to respond. That's just week 1.
Who do you have to win that game?
Detroit or Chicago? The more desperate team is going to win. And I feel Detroit, with Ben Johnson leaving, going to Chicago, and again, Chicago Bears fans, don't troll me, man. I had y'all winning last night, but I think I see Detroit winning that.
Got you.
But at the same time, I do think that Caleb Williams poses some issue to the Detroit defense with how they like to play. Again, like you said before, Detroit they like to play man. Yeah. And the quarterback mobility can cause issue a little bit. But at the same time, for the games that we played against them last year, they didn't have Hutch. Hutch is playing now, so I think that so once I see the injury report and things like that for this week, I'll be able to give you a little bit.
Can you speak to the listeners about when you have say you're on Detroit right now, you had Ben Johnson last year. Are you telling your DBs? I mean, but your DBs are familiar with him anyways, but are you giving them like, hey, when he does this, like when he does this with his hand, or hey, when they say this term, like this is what it is. Obviously, Ben Johnson and them are going to switch up the signals. Can you just speak on that, like how that works?
Yeah, I think it's going to be some changes, at the end of the day, because again, I mean, it's chess, right. So when it comes to Ben Johnson's he's not a big signal guy.
Oh, good.
But I do think that the Lions, I don't know how much terminology and stuff he's changed, but he's not a big signal guy. You're not going to see Jared Goff out there last year with the Detroit Lions giving a lot of signals and things like that, for guys to be able to pick up on. So you're not going to have that. But at the same time, again, and I mean, from a offensive standpoint, he's going to come over. He's going to run his stuff. He believes his stuff works.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're going to run our stuff against. If it's ones versus ones in Detroit Lions practice or good on good or whatever the case may be, us versus ourselves in practice, he's running his stuff. He believes his stuff worked. He's going to manipulate matchups and things like that he feel like is going to be the thing that's going to change the game. He's not going to veer too far away from what he does and what he believes in, because what he believes in works.
And vice versa, Ben Johnson knows what Jared likes. He knows his passes. He knows what he likes on his tendencies and stuff like that. So I bet
again, new coordinator over there too.
New coordinator,
and I think it's going to be some things that are going to be a little bit different. To be able to say, and that's the thing. It's like, you kind of got to, the first quarter of the season is always the toughest because guys don't have a lot of tendencies, and you're trying to figure out what's different than last year and what's carrying over. So you kind of got to play the first 4 weeks of the season or so pretty true to what you just believe guys' skill sets are, and kind of, I don't want to say be a little bit more vanilla, but again, based on what you're calling, there's a lot less to take advantage of because now you're trying to. I always remember going into week 1 and week 2, you're trying to watch preseason film, you're trying to watch film from last year, and they're not. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it tough. So you got to play it true for the most part. Next game, Giants Commanders.
Hold on, no more game balls, or is that what the?
No, it's. For that game, I wanted to touch on it because for myself, I have the game ball being to the rookie running back for Washington. And I said that because I thought he made a lot of crucial plays down the stretch, and I also have him in another portion of the podcast later on. But I more so wanted to touch base on that with the. Russ said that they fought, scratched, and clawed. I know that game is pretty close to home for you, but I mean, how do you? That's a tough game to open up with. But I mean, some people say the strength of schedule is a myth, but I mean the Giants have a tough road ahead coming up.
They do. Yeah, I mean, I think Vegas had them underdogs in all of the games before the season, but I still feel like the Giants played them tough for the most part. You have to play teams tough for all 4 quarters though, and I was very pleased with how Deebo Samuel responded. I mean, he had some drops and stuff like that you can tell he was pissed about, but then on a reverse, he ends up scoring. He does what Deebo does. Like when he gets the ball in the open field, he's as good as anyone, and he scores and stuff like that. He scores a key touchdown. And so very happy with how he responded after those drops because that put them in chance to kind of seal
and the Giants' next short bit of the schedule go, and I mean short bit, but I mean, damn, it's such a long run. They go Cowboys, Chiefs, Chargers, Saints, Eagles, Broncos, Eagles, Niners, Bears, Packers, Lions. That's a
no. It's tough.
That's a gauntlet.
It is.
And we can leave that right there for a second because we're gonna come back to that a little bit later. It's another couple game balls that I want to give out is Jets Steelers ARod.
Oh my gosh, we was talking about them before we got on set.
I thought ARod, man. I know some people yesterday were saying that that this just was a game that ARod just that is kind of was a lucky game. But I mean, I'll say this, man, as a person who's had lower extremity injuries, foot and ankle and stuff like that, man, it takes a little bit of time to get back. And I say that because I saw Aaron Rodgers make a lot more off-platform throws than he made with the Jets, and that's just sheer health. And I mean, he looked confident. I seen the touchdown he threw to Calvin Austin was off-platform, man. Listen, when you see Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball both feet off the ground, it's a dart. And I say that because he made those plays down the stretch, but not only that, being able to see him fired up as he was after the game when they made the field goal, you can see that he's bought in.
Oh, for sure.
And when I say that because he's bought in, and you could just see the confidence that grows. And for guys like them, when you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers in your locker room, when his confidence, and he spoke to it in his presser as well, he said that he felt very good about the plays that his teammates made down the stretch. And when you feel the guys having that confidence from Aaron Rodgers, that unit is only going to grow. I was a little bit surprised by their defense. Again, it's week one. You know, I know everything is not fine-tuned. Their defense gave up a little bit, in my opinion, more than I thought they would and more than I'm accustomed to Mike Tomlin defenses and Coach Austin, Terrell Austin defenses giving up. But like I said before, they have one of those defenses with the pieces that they have. I think they can grow.
Yeah.
You know, when you have Darius Slade, Jalen Ramsey, T.J. Watt, Highsmith, when you have those guys on that side of the ball, I think as you start to break down matchups and things like that. But it was one thing that I didn't like, and I want you to speak to it a little bit and how you feel about this. I feel like they gave the Jets a few too many easy throws. When you have Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr., I would have liked to see those guys in press coverage a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion, based on that being a significant strength for those two dudes and who they were playing against. You know, I saw them off a lot, and they were just, you know what I'm saying, and when they were in off coverage, quick outs and different things like that I thought they could have disrupted the timing a little bit more for Justin Fields, who also had a pretty good game and played well.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you have, I mean, even Slay, I feel like anytime you have those top corners, you want them in press, you want them disrupting the timing, you want them playing man and kind of getting your money's worth out of them as much as possible. And yeah, we didn't see that. I felt like I saw a lot of even soft two.
And I get the zone because you have a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
But how did you kind of waver with that? Was there any difference? Like, obviously, you kind of spoke to not being able to play two men against mobile quarterbacks, but did you was that at all a factor with if I want to press more this week, if I want to be off, or how was that kind of told to you on the defensive side of the ball going through the weekend meetings as far as kind of what you would be asked to do as far as press coverage or off? You know, did it have anything to do with the quarterback mobility, or is that more so kind of how you felt that you wanted to play snap in and snap out?
It was for sure personal opinion and just whatever I wanted. My coaches knew that I was a press corner, and they preferred press because they said, hey, like Prince, you're going to disrupt the timing. They're probably not going to go over here. And then you have a guy like Kyle who's on the opposite side who likes to play off, but you have a guy named Kyle who likes to gamble and likes to go after the ball. So it was like you were kind of afraid to throw it over there. But after thinking about it now, the Jets and Steelers are another set of teams where both are familiar with each other.
Yeah.
And so Tomlin, again, they have film on Justin Fields. They know what he likes and dislikes. They know how to scheme against him. Same with the Jets. They know how Aaron works and Garrett Wilson, and Aaron's is a signal guy, and so they kind of both had the cheat codes in a sense.
Information.
Yeah, they had a lot of information, and so I'm sure they used that, and yeah, so I'm sure that's why it played out the way it did.
And the last game ball that I have that I'm giving out is Justin Herbert. Yes. I thought he played well, man. And shout out to Harbaugh, man. Harbaugh, wherever he goes, he wins.
Yes, he does.
So being able to put those guys in position, I thought they played well. And that's a pretty stacked division. I mean, you got the Chargers, you have Broncos, you have the Chiefs, you have the Raiders.
Chiefs were the only one who didn't win week one.
I
think someone said it was a joke, but someone said, when was the last time the Chiefs were last place in the division? I know, it's after week one, but it's like.
I mean, it's some good teams in the division. Yeah. Again, I think that when you just overall look at the teams, I mean, I think this is the closest that division has ever been as far as everybody included. I think the Raiders have a good team, well coached. Chargers, same thing with them. Good team, well coached. Sean Payton, so even when you look at the coaches in the division, man, those are all historic coaches.
100%.
You got
coaches
Andy Reid, you got Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll. You have all coaches who won.
I think the only coach who didn't win a Super Bowl was Jim. And because Pete,
he lost.
Andy,
I think Jim lost to.
And
I mean, Jim got a natty. Rather, he may have cheated to get it, but that's a whole other conversation.
Right.
But
someone else who did good in the Chargers game, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, he did.
Again,
he played well.
Over 30.
Situationally.
Yes.
Situation. And I'm saying situationally because right situation, right quarterback. You can
That's
still
his
see that
safety
high
net.
level of production. If you were just to put him in a different situation and ask him to do something that's out of his wheelhouse,
Right.
and then you can't just sit there and call him washed. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like, he still has things and strengths that he's able to play to. And like I said before, that's But again, at the end of the day, it's trolls, it's social media. That's how people like to give it up. But
And I recognize he got a C on his chest. For him to leave, come
back.
back, and for his players and teammates to see that he's still a captain on the squad. That just shows how much they respect him and appreciate him.
I got another one. Fantasy or reality. So with these topics, let me know if it's a situation that you think is reality or if some of these NFL teams are living in fantasy. And I'm going to ask you. So the first one I got is Chiefs need receiver help. Is that fantasy or reality?
That's reality. Yeah. I think we talked about it earlier. I think their leading receiver went 10 for 99. So not a lot of big plays there. And then I don't really know what if Travis went off. And so I think they still need that player that's going to go down the field, and they just need big plays. Because as defense, we know if we give up 2 or 3 big plays, we're not going to have a good day.
And I got one more question for you, and then we're gonna go into the next one. Do you think the Chiefs just tread water until Rasheem Rice is back, or do you think they make kind of any adjustment depending on how the start of the season goes?
I think they make adjustments. I think they bring somebody in.
Fantasy or reality? Jackson's Dart starts sooner or later for the Giants.
Later, man. I know Dayball had. I think everyone's making a big deal that Dayball isn't. He isn't like promising, or he isn't promising Russ like to start like week to week or whatever. And coaches just say that just to let you know, like, hey, like every week you're being evaluated. But
start the young man.
Me and you differ on this,
bro. What are we? Every week we being evaluated. What are we talking about?
Me and you
bro?
differ on this.
What are we talking about? Either is he the guy or he not? What you mean every week?
Every week
being evaluated.
The only reason why we're having this discussion, if Jackson Dart was a 7th round pick, are we having this discussion? Why even Jackson Dart?
He wasn't.
Even Jameis. I know that's my point. That's the only reason why.
And I
we're
said
having,
it because so now you start splitting hairs. So if Russell had 50 more yards and another touchdown or 2, is he unquestioned the starter?
If they lose,
that's what I'm saying. You got too many.
If Russ wins, they're not doing this.
If I have to say after the game, I have to evaluate to see if my quarterback is starting or not. Start the next dude.
No, I don't think. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. If you don't,
what are we talking about week to week?
Agree with that.
We seeing how he play.
I would agree.
Come on, man.
I agree with what you're saying, but me and you differ on this. I think Russ played solid last. I think he played solid.
Fantasy or reality? Dolphins lackluster performance. Are they cooked?
I could not believe that game.
Toast. Done. Finito. It's over. Wrap.
Does Tyreek Hill get traded before the season?
Before the season's over, like trade deadline? I think so, but come on, man. We've seen all the writings on the wall from preseason press conferences. We heard how the Miami Dolphins, Chicago Bears practice went. One was saying whoa, the other one was saying sick 'em. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I think the writing is on the wall for the Dolphins. It's been like that for some time. I feel like the voice in the locker room has become stale. You lost Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith. I think they cook. Put a fork in them.
To lose, and speaking of that game, good for you, Daniel Jones, man.
I'm gonna get to Danny Dimes. Another one, fantasy or reality? Can the Raiders win their division? Just win, baby. Ain't that what the Raiders are?
It's reality. It's possible. Like we said, even though there's a lot of good teams in that division,
because they're gonna beat up on each other, so I think the records 100%. Are gonna be relatively close.
100%. It's gonna be good. And Raiders. Pete Carroll has this guy in Geno, and so yeah. And and when we were talking about a game record, Max Crosby, it's gonna be good. I think that division in NFC North. AFC North too is nice. They're all nice.
I got another one for you. Sleepers versus keepers. Lions coordinators. Are you sleeping on them? Is it like Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn is like they need to be back? Or are you just, are you keeping it steady and saying, it's early, they gotta grow, they gotta learn?
Yeah, they're keepers right now. I mean, I came out 2011 draft with Kelvin Shepard. He's the DC for the Lions, and how he ascended to the job to the job that he has now has been amazing. He's had a great journey, and so I think he knows what he's doing. Again, that was his first game calling, not making excuses, but it's just way too early to panic.
Daniel Jones and the Colts, can lead them to win the division, sleeper or keeper?
I got to think who's in that division again. Jaguars, Texans,
Tennessee.
I'm
keeping it. I think because again, man, that division has always kind of been open, and for whatever reason, I feel like the Colts have always kept themselves in striking distance and not been too far away from the top of the division.
Right.
I think they've been relatively close, a piece here, a piece there. I think if Daniel Jones continues to play well, but I think he's also just kind of boosted the confidence of the guys around him. So I'm keeping it. I think the Colts, again, man, looking at how Houston Texans played on Sunday, they looked awful. Offensively, they looked horrible. So I'm keeping it. I got two more for you. Sleeper or keeper? Justin Fields and the Jets offense roll this year.
Roll.
Top 10 offense.
These are easy. It's top 10 offense.
Are you sleeping on that, or are you keeping that?
I mean, with how they played, I think they have a lot of confidence. I'm a keeper. It's a keeper because they have a lot of confidence. And like you said, you're surprised with how good the Steelers defense should be. You're surprised with how well the Jets offense did. I think that gives them a lot of confidence. All right, who do they play next game? Someone, who do they play next game?
As of now, I'm asleep, bro. Wake me up as we get to week.
I didn't know who they play
5,
next game.
6, 7, something, man. As of now, I'm.
They got
asleep.
First of all, Miami's in their conference. I mean, the Bills at home.
We gonna get to that game as well. We got a few more, and then we're gonna get to some picks and stuff like that. But we're gonna get to that. But as of right now, on the Jets offense, I'm asleep. I got to see more.
They have Miami. They have Patriots. And who's the other one? Is it Bills?
Yeah, Bills. I mean, some favorable opponents, but until I see more, I'm asleep.
Gotcha.
Sleeper or keeper? Cardinals can win their division.
So it's Niners, Seahawks, and Rams.
Beat up Niners.
Excuse me.
Kittle's out. Their whole receiving core out.
That's another
I'm not saying
team.
their whole receiving core, but
Would you go there?
Nah, I wouldn't go.
You wouldn't go to the Yay?
Nah, I wouldn't go to the.
Why not?
I'm cool. I got a short list, fam.
Man.
I got a short list, fam.
That one's tough. AZ's tough. I mean, and I've always been so high
you
on
from
Kyler.
AZ.
I know. And I've always been so high on Kyler. And for whatever reason, people are like, I'm telling you, this dude is, I mean, he's.
But I think people more so are about his leadership, not his actual ability.
Got you.
I think if he was a better leader, you know what I'm saying, people have even, you got the people on Twitter who done already broke down his stats on when Call of Duty come out and how they plummet. So people more so are into his character, but that's one of those things. I'm keeping that, man. I'm keeping that. I think that division is wide open.
It is.
I think when you look at quarterback, other than Stafford, I think Arizona has the best quarterback in the division. 100%. And I say excluding Stafford, but it's close because I'm factoring in Kyler's mobility.
Right.
I think he's going to be able to get them out of a lot of jams.
Yes.
I think they're going to be straight. I actually like their head coach. I think he's a very good defensive guy. I've played against that defense, and that defense is not easy to play against. It's like a 3-3-5, but they use Budda Baker kind of like a middle rover.
Right.
So he's kind of like the fourth linebacker, but he comes from depth. And it's like the front that they have can give you problems. And, sometimes he comes into the box, sometimes he doesn't. But the way that they play is a very weird kind of defense that you don't see a lot. And it's hard to scheme against. So, and now I'm going to get to the outro. Pretty much so it's been a lot of, topic of conversation in social media this week on what is generational talent. So in your eyes, how do you view generational talent? And I'm going to say that before I get to some specific names or a specific name that was brought up. But how do you view generational talent, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah. So generational talent has to be, it's what it is. It's talent that comes once every generation, talent that we haven't really seen before. Basketball is easy. LeBron, Wemby. We don't.
So is it safe to say, in your eyes, generational talent more so considers, like you're considering that to be more so on the physical ability side?
Yes. I think it's both. I think
Is Steph Curry a generational talent?
Yes, because now that comes skills. You have to possess something that's so rare. So it doesn't even have to be physical. It's just something that's so rare. So when I say
Tom Brady.
Yes, because his clutch, decision making, leadership, his accomplishments, we haven't seen that before.
Ben Roethlisberger.
No, we've seen that. We've seen that, but doesn't mean he's not nice. Now, a Cam Newton, we haven't seen a 6'6", 240, 250 run, throw the way he does, and be as successful as he is. So that's what I'm saying. Usain Bolt, people like that. I don't know if Tyreek Hill is. I wouldn't say Tyreek Hill.
I would say Tyreek Hill is
generational.
I would say so.
Oh wow. Okay.
From a talent level and skill level, I think, to me, in my eyes, his skill set and prototype, everybody tried to catch up to Kansas City Chiefs by having that burner, to whereas I feel like teams started to now actually look at smaller receivers more so than ever.
Right.
Because when I first came in the league, that wasn't like a thing.
Yes, you're right.
You didn't have smaller receivers being the main threat on the offense. Right. You did not have that. It was more so bigger prototype receivers. So you didn't have that. So I think he changed the game, which I would consider that to be generational talent.
Peyton Manning is up there too. Just his thought process, just his decision making skills.
Arch Manning.
I haven't seen enough yet. I can't say he's generational talent. I haven't seen.
And I say that because I think people kind of.
What has he done? I have to be able to go to a game. I need some evidence.
And that's why my whole thing with the Arch Manning on why people are so up in arms. I think he has a lot of still development to do.
Yeah.
And this is his first year starting. It's going to be some ebb and flows this year,
right.
But I think that he'll be able to kind of continue to build on that. But on either side of the spectrum, people praising him or destroying him, I think it's just so premature and early. Did you see the Syracuse head coach?
Yes,
running after. I forget what his name is. What's his name?
It's not Troy.
Is it Brom?
No, it's like Dan Dard. I forgot.
But the Syracuse coach running them after the game. How you feel about that? And I seen that some people were saying that they thought it was very appropriate. I thought it was completely inappropriate. It's after the game, man. It's like you got a whole week to be able to mentally and physically change the identity of what we want to do. I think it was more so for a look. 100%. And them dudes running after the game. It's like, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, bring us in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Have our practice be a little bit more gruesome. Yes. Say, guys, you know what? Based on certain things, I don't feel like we have the mental and physical stamina.
So we got 4 passes this day or something.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start to change practice and kind of gear it towards this.
These than having guys going to be live or something.
Yeah, rather than having guys run after practice. And he said he was so frustrated. Mind you, that was their first win of the season in overtime. And I say that because I heard his press conference after week 1. He says, we have to go back and look at and address, are we putting guys in the right position? What our scheme is? Because we have the guys to do what we need to do. And now he started to talk about the preparation and the execution of it. And running guys after the game is not going to improve either one of those things.
Yeah, I think
that shit was whack.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if his goal was to embarrass or humiliate, but I think them guys. Because think about it, fans is watching. I'm sure fans were still in
Yeah,
there.
they was.
Watching them. Yeah, I mean that's how they got the video and stuff like that. So
After the game, we won in overtime.
yeah,
We know how hard it is to win games on the college level now and the NFL level. You gonna run us after the game?
yeah. I mean,
Address all that frustration and stuff in film.
probably was an emotional decision.
Let us know what we doing wrong.
Yeah. It's one of those things as a coach. You're like, you look back, probably wasn't the right move, but hey, I did it.
And I say that because you have a team of guys. As I'm breaking down the film, if he's not running to the ball, I know I have somebody behind him who might.
Right.
Sit him down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sit him down. You penalizing guys who haven't even played yet.
Right.
Give them the opportunity to step in. You just gonna run them after the game?
Yeah.
To prove what?
If you're a guy looking to commit there and you've seen that, does that turn you off?
I wouldn't have been looking at no Syracuse. Bro.
This dude, man.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. But I don't know. I ain't never seen Saban run his guys after the game.
I don't think Saban's ever been in that.
I know there's been times where Saban has wanted his dudes to play better, play harder,
Right.
and they haven't ran after the game.
Right.
They've kept that in the confines of the Alabama practice facility.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
all coaches have been in that situation.
Right.
You frustrated, your team didn't play as you may want it, so on and so forth.
This is random. I swear I saw B.O.B. on the sideline. Is he coaching college?
Boston College.
Wow.
That's my dog.
Did they win? How they do?
They lost to Michigan State in overtime.
Okay, that's
Maybe
what I was
double
like,
overtime.
man, that looks like B.O.B. All right.
So I got a couple more before we head out. No Patriots personnel allowed at University of North
Bro,
Carolina.
and did you see Bill Belichick? Did you see him clap back?
Yeah,
because
he said
the guy asked him. He said, "Listen, they don't
rock with me. I rock with you."
Basically, what he said. I'm like, what?
But do you think that that's too personal? That's affecting the players?
I mean, it's
Again, like I said
getting
before, when I first got
recruited
to
and stuff like that.
Penn State didn't have no scouts and none of that practices in general, and that was something that O'Brien changed. That guys was pretty hype about, because again, that's a straight correlation to the players.
Yes.
I mean, granted, it's one team, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, you're not going to allow them to come to practice to watch me. And again, I think it's you got way bigger fish to fry, bro. I seen that TCU game. It's way bigger fish to fry than you talking about New England Patriots, people coming to practice and no entry for them.
Yeah, there's something I'm surprised he. I don't know how that got out.
How it got out?
How that got out that Patriots couldn't be there.
What you mean? Well, they can't go to practice.
I know, but
somebody said that. We
that's
not
what I'm
allowed
saying.
there.
That's
Somebody
what I'm
probably
saying.
asked him, what do y'all see at Bill practice or whatever?
Yeah.
We can't go.
Gotcha.
Oh, word.
Yeah. And then they asked him, no, I think there's something happened, but it's like there's no Spygate stuff. I mean, what's this? Why would they do that?
They got beef. So we're gonna end it here. We got some picks for all you sports bettors and stuff like that. I got a few guaranteed picks for myself that I would rock with this week. You got any that you got off the top of your head?
We were just talking about it. I like. Help me out here. Who do we say? Bill.
I got you. I'll start off with my guaranteed picks of the week. I wish we had a Charles Barkley little John. You know he be guaranteed his picks. But, my guaranteed picks this week: Bills over Jets.
Oh man, that's what. No wonder you got me. You just okay. Keep going. My bad. Keep going.
Bills over Jets. Cardinals over the Panthers, and Rams over Titans. If you were better, y'all have a parlay, 3-leg parlay. If you can get them 3 games in, I think you're going to win some money at the end of this week.
Ooh. And those are just money line, straight up bets.
Straight money line.
No
straight
spreads.
up bets. No spreads.
Gosh.
Money line. I'm a money line guy.
Yeah.
So, but those 3 picks, I don't think you can go wrong with those. We're going to see at the end of the week, and we're going to go from there.
You have to add, who is it? You have to add Baltimore over Brown, or does that scare you because it's a division?
Baltimore play the Browns? What Charles Barkley say? And I guarantee Baltimore over the Browns.
Yeah,
I'm going with that.
They're not.
I don't want to say a must-win for the Ravens, but big game for the Ravens. So I'll recap that again. My guarantee picks of the week, I have Bills over Jets, Cardinals over Panthers, Rams over Titans, and the Baltimore Ravens over the Cleveland Browns for my NFL guaranteed picks of the week.
Let's get it.
With that being concluded, second episode of the press release. We'll be back to you every Thursday. We'll have prize giveaways, cash prizes, tickets to games, signed merch, you name it. We coming to it. Questions, hit us up on social media. That's our mailbox for questions, and we'll get your questions answered on the pod. We out.
The press release.